back to that. But the big story this afternoon is clearly that the Supreme Court, their order in the electoral bond case. So the apex court has dismissed SBI's plea seeking extension till June 30th and has warned the bank of contempt if it fails to disclose details by tomorrow. Ashmit is here with more details. Ashmit, of course, SBI had asked for some time. Looks like the Supreme Court is not granting that.
Indeed, the Supreme Court is not impressed with the conduct of the State Bank of India, and the Supreme Court made it known to the State Bank. Number one, State Bank's request for extension till June 30th has been struck down. In fact, they've been served with a 24-hour deadline. By March 12th, which is end of the day tomorrow, SBI has to furnish all the electoral bond details to the Election Commission. Subsequently, Election Commission will have to publish that data on its own website by no later than March 15th. But coming back to the conduct of the SBI, the Supreme Court asked some tough questions. Number one, why was this application for extension filed on March 4th, which is just 2 days prior to the Supreme Court prescribed deadline? Another question that was asked is that even as the SBI is seeking that extension till June 30th, no information was made available as to what work has been done in terms of uncovering the information, which SBI claims will take 3 more months of time. So with that, the Supreme Court has asked SBI to furnish this data by tomorrow and has accompanied it with a warning. The Supreme Court has said that an officer no lower than MD will have to file an affidavit confirming that, number one, this has been complied with. And secondly, the Supreme Court has warned that while at this stage they may not be taking any contempt action against the bank, if this deadline is not complied with, the new deadline, which is tomorrow, if this deadline is not complied with, the Supreme Court may take contempt action against the bank. So strong words there coming in from the apex court. As to what is the body of data that we can expect, well, the Supreme Court, as a part of its judgment records, as a part of its order records, that SBI, by its own admission, says that the KYC data of donors is readily available. The data of political parties and the encashment of these bonds is also readily available. This is the information that will now be made available by the State Bank of India. The question, however, that is now being asked is whether the information supplied will have a matching of between two silos. Will we have the information as to which donor supplied how much money to which political party? That's a big question mark right now. We'll, of course, we're reaching out to the lawyers for more clarity on that. But for now, from what we understand from the order, the two silos of information, KYC of donors as well as political parties, which are the recipients, that data will be furnished by SBI tomorrow. 15th of March is when the Election Commission will publish it on its own website.
All right, Ashmit, thanks so much. It's a very, very important development, important story. All eyes on that one. And Supreme Court wraps a knuckle on for the State Bank of India, the largest bank there. So that compliance watched out for very, very keenly. Let's move on to some important national. Thanks so much for watching CNBC TV18. For all the breaking news and top stories, keep following us on all our social media platforms.